Hey, it's Kevin Kennedy of Your Valuable Home Podcast on New Pod City Podcast Network. Hey, Ron, I'm going to be a guest on Chef Joe Maselli's Table for Two on Saturday, August 21st on 1400 AM The Wand.
Okay, everybody be sure to tune in. But, Joe, a little bit of advice for you. Don't ask him for any recipes because you'll be in deep trouble.
Yeah, I tell you, Ron, the people have been for years listening to me talk about home improvements. Now they're going to be listening and laughing at me talk about cooking. So, again, we're going to pop the cork Prosecco on Saturday, August 21st at 10 a.m.
Okay.
This is Jeff.
This is Brandon.
We're the Film Blurs. This episode is brought to you by...
If you're a digital video editor, you need Edius. Edius is all about giving editors the creative freedom to create any application environment. It is designed to put the power in the hands of the editor with incredible flexibility. Edius, editing refined. Edius allows multiple users to edit, work with content as it imports, and getting content to the user incredibly fast. Check out the latest version of Edius that just launched. Download a 30-day trial today at edius.net. Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, won't fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Rondo's got what plants...
It's got electrolytes.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Yo. Welcome to the Film Blurs. I am Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains, a.k.a. Starro the Conqueror, a.k.a. Joe's Lawyer. And I'm joined here with my main man.
I'm Brandon Norwood. I am the protagonist. Now you have to call me from now on hero protagonist. We got to take this another step further because this shit is not ridiculous enough.
I'm sorry, hero protagonist?
Hero protagonist. I mean, that might as well have been John David's name in Tenet anyway. Hero protagonist.
But doesn't protagonist mean hero?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But
yeah.
Guess what? I'm now hero protagonist.
Welcome, hero protagonist.
AKA the true father of Joe's kids. Joe's now in Gen Pop, and he's not having a good time, but everybody else is. AKA B. Wood the Magnificent.
Now, does Joe have any special powers? Anything that'll get him on Task Force X?
You know who he is?
Who is it?
He's Weasel. Yo, the way he was running. Every time he ran, I couldn't stop laughing. Even when I watched it for the second time this weekend, like him running, doing that fucking janky ass run.
It reminds me of this girl I knew in high school. And every time I saw him run, I was like, I wonder how Sarah's doing.
Oh shit.
Anyway.
So that's a little taste of our review for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
And I think you have to say that from now on.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Give James Gunn his fucking flowers, bro.
Yeah.
He deserves it all.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this extensively, but I mean, give him all the money, give him all of DC to do whatever he wants.
At this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it because I got some fucking thoughts, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
before we dive in, let's get into something that dropped a couple of weeks ago. The title and poster for Jordan Peele's Now movie coming out next summer called Nope. Mad that he got to film with IMAX camera. Everybody gets to have fun with IMAX cameras except for me.
Well, I mean, maybe with this podcast we'll be able to get you some IMAX cameras.
Yeah, let me shoot something in IMAX. Let me blow up Tom Cruise in IMAX. Let me blow up. I don't know who else.
Me, Tom Cruise.
Like no, Tom, little Tom. I'm gonna talk about you later. We're gonna bring you on.
Oh, but he said my name.
Okay, I know you're excited.
Let me throw Matt Damon over a waterfall in IMAX.
It's not murder if the camera's rolling. It's
statute of limitations. Also, the insurance company, they have to pay for that shit.
Well, there you go. So you tell me you really like Stillwater then, huh?
Talk about foot and mouth syndrome. Every time this dude promotes a movie, like, damn.
Yeah, what do you say this time?
He has now on the press tour come out and said how his daughter taught him how the F word slur for gay people, specifically gay men, is bad, and how he needs to stop saying the F word. And I'm like, there's so much here that's wrong.
Right.
So much.
That word's been wrong since forever.
Yeah, man.
So like
even before DMX died, like 5 years ago, he started saying like, yeah, I regret saying that so much in my songs.
Right.
Yeah. Every time this dude goes out on press tour, it's just like, yeah, Matt Damon.
Every time Matt Damon speaks, it solidifies the fact that maybe Ben Affleck was the one who wrote Good Will Hunting, and Matt Damon was at the typewriter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was always suspected that Matt Damon wrote it, and Ben Affleck was just typing along.
Well, they both wrote their first movie together in a long time, The Last Duel, which is our boy Ridley's movie. Ridley, keep him off the press tour, man. Just keep him off the press tour, my guy. Like we like you. I like Adam Driver. I like Ben Affleck. Jodie Comer is a great actress. I loved her in the first season of Killing Eve. I watched. She's going to be in Free Guy.
Okay.
Yeah, man. If you got Matt Damon in your movie, unless it's a Bourne movie, try to keep that nigga off the press tour. Just have him come out, smile, wave, sign some autographs, and then you shove him back in the limousine and be like, all right, take your ass home.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's Brandon's feelings on the Damon.
Speaking of our boy Ridley, some news dropped this morning that I didn't see till right before I left to come here. Our boy is going to receive the Glory to Filmmaker Prize at the Venice Film Festival.
Yo, congratulations. I don't know what that means, but, it sounds like a big fucking deal.
I want to say, man, it should not have taken this long for you to get something like this, because you have how many joints under your belt?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, the surprise that he hasn't won more awards, or lifetime achievements and stuff like that,
Right.
He redefined sci-fi,
he reinvigorated Sword and Sandals with Gladiator.
Yeah, so
it's going to happen Friday, September 10th in Venice, right before the screening of The Last Duel. So we're getting a 1-2 punch. So not only are we going to celebrate, just Ridley, well, I guess this is going to be the world premiere of his new movie. And I'm praying it's good. Saw the trailer again this weekend on the big screen for the first time before my rewatch of The Green Knight.
Right. I'm sure it looks amazing on the big screen.
Oh, yeah. I thought it looked good just on watching it on my phone and my TV, but seeing it in the theater in surround sound, I was like, oh, more than I want to see both.
Right.
I want to see both Gucci and The Last Duel, but seeing The Last Duel trailer on the big screen, I'm like, no, I got to see this in the theater.
Right. Yeah, well, Ridley, hook us up, man.
Yeah, man. Ridley.
Fly us out.
Ridley, first off, somehow convince the studio to give us a press screening. And then after we get that press screening, come on the show. We'll talk about the movie. As a matter of fact, if you want to talk about both, we'll make time for you to talk about both, or even your whole career as a retrospective. Come on.
There we go.
Because you produced a lot too. So
we should give out awards. We should give out awards to our favorite filmmakers.
Oh, man. So Ryan Johnson would probably get one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. James Gunn.
Yeah. For me, I don't know how you feel about him, but Denny's getting one for me.
Oh, yeah. Denny's getting one.
I would have said my man's, but like I said, you showed your entire ass last year to the point where, if I see you, I'm just going to laugh at you. How can you not laugh at that whole situation? That blew up in his face.
What are we talking about?
Nolan.
Oh, well, I forget that he exists sometimes, and my life is better because of that.
So, speaking of The Green Knight,
yes, let's talk about The Green Knight.
Before we get in, I'll save how I felt again for my segment of what have you watched lately. But I want to get into a certain part. This is a spoiler for people who haven't seen The Green Knight. So the next 5 or 10 minutes are going to be dedicated to a pretty hefty spoiler that you should save for the movie itself.
But it's not really, I don't know how, it's a moment, but it doesn't really carry any narrative weight.
It does and it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
rewatching it, it's easier. Well, I'll say this, but it is easier to on the second time. Like, I've clued in that everybody knows, like, he's supposed to be learning a lesson here, and he's making the wrong choice. Like,
right. I mean, he's constantly. If you listen to the our Green Knight episode, but I mean, he's constantly fucking up.
Yo, because after Guinevere opens the letter, this time I heard her keep chanting, like, honor, 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 when he's trying to cut off her head. And even Arthur's standing there like, yo, don't do it. Just,
right.
It's about your honor, and having honor sometimes is humility and walking away. And that's why he looks so disappointed after he cut that nigga's head off. But I will say there's a part that goes about honor in this and giving into your weaknesses. And my man definitely gave into his weakness with the hand job. So,
I mean, come on, man. It's a good old fashioned. Who doesn't like a good old fashioned?
Yeah. So, I didn't know this, but I saw somebody I knew at the Green Knight screening. After the movie was done, I talked to him, and he was like, man, that dude is weak. I'm like, yeah, he is. But I mean, that's the whole purpose of the movie. He's like, no. He gave into a hand job like that. I'm like, that's what his takeaway was. I'm like, yeah, nigga. I'm like, why? Why does this bother you so much? He's like, hand jobs are dumb. He's like, 9 out of 10 times I do it better myself. And I'm just, and the whole time I'm standing there, I'm like, I haven't seen this nigga in 6 years. 1 and 2, my guy, are you still telling me like you haven't had any type of sexual experience yet?
Well, no, it's
like that. That's some sad shit. Like,
that's just. But here's my thing. That's his takeaway from that. It's not about him succumbing to her feminine wiles and just being an honorable man. It's him popping too soon off of a hand job.
No. That was the whole reason why she said you're no knight, is because like he gave in, like, instead of saying nah, let's not do this.
Right. Yeah, that's the lesson. But your dude's like,
he ain't my dude. I knew him from a couple of college classes like that. I was like, my nigga, first off, that's your one main takeaway from that whole scene. Number 1. Number 2. It tells me you have never gotten a hand job in your life. And I want to say this to all the ladies who are listening out there. For all you girls out there who give the good tug job, I salute you. I'm going to get real nerdy here. Because we're big informers of consent here. So, like, any ladies consensually giving who wants to give the xenomorph a tug and let it spit out some acid blood?
Yo, I'm fucking mad that you called your dick the xenomorph.
Yo, that's shit. I mean, that's what Alien's based off of. That's why the fucking alien has a dickhead. Right. It's a whole rape metaphor, the whole movie.
I get it, but
it looks like a dick, dog. Like the xenomorph looks like a penis.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It does. It looks like a big old dong.
And it spits out acid, flaming hot acid. So I was just like, yeah, it's it. I get it. Penises ain't the most pretty thing in the world. But yeah, ladies. So any lady who gives the great hand job, I salute you. You could tug my xenomorph anytime.
Yeah, I mean, film blurs approve of the old rub and tug.
Yeah,
consensual. Consensual.
My man, I don't know what to tell you other than, man, go live life. You got to experience life more, because you just sound like a fucking 15-year-old right now. I looked at him and I was just like, after 5 minutes, I was like, I got to go, man.
Maybe he's been like with just women who have just really strong hands and, just crushing fruit.
I mean, I'm gonna say it like, not everybody's good at everything, because I've had a couple of blowjobs where I'm just like,
but you know what? It's all about communication. So if you're getting a hand job and it's bad, tell the person giving you the hand job what you like.
Now I feel bad.
What?
Now I feel bad.
Why you feel bad?
Because the one time that happened, where it wasn't a bad hand job, because I never had a bad hand job, but a bad blow job, where I was just like, yeah, just give me my shit back. I'm gonna go home. I'm just gonna go home.
You know what? But she's better for it now. She knows. You know?
Yeah, because even the sex was bad. I was just like, oh,
Okay,
man,
so it was
this
just bad all around.
Yeah,
man. So
yeah.
you just didn't. It wasn't. You didn't jibe. It's fine.
No, man, I'll say this off air.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just, oh my God.
Yeah. So
I was just like, let me go home. I want to go home.
I want to go home. Wow. Yeah, I don't want. Good thing we didn't say any names because I've never heard anyone say, "I just want to go home." Like, you know, well, as a man, I've never actually heard that. I mean,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Green Knight hand job is not about the actual hand job. It's about something else. But you know, hand jobs are a nice go-to.
I'm like, this nigga's 30, bro. And I'm just like, how are you 30 and still have this type of train of thought, my guy?
I mean, that's what I'm gonna say, man. Some people.
I looked this nigga in the eyes. I was just like, yo, I gotta go, man. I was just like, goddamn, like you killing my Saturday.
You didn't shake his hand though, right?
No.
You just kind of left.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, man, I gotta go. Peace. And ran.
All right. Well, there we go. So Brandon's not friend.
Classmate. We'll say classmate.
Brandon's classmate gives better hand jobs than most of the women he's been with. So that's what I got. That's my takeaway from that.
Hey, man.
Like he says he can do it better.
Sure, you know what? If I don't want to know.
Well,
good for him.
I'm saying that could be his sales pitch.
Yeah. Well. All right. Well. So Jeff, what have you watched lately?
What you watching? What you watching? I said what you watching? What you watching?
What are you watching?
So what have I watched? I watched quite a few things this week. Let's start with Cocaine Cowboys, the Kings of Miami.
How many of these are there?
Man, there are like 15 of them. All right, Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh shit.
So if you don't know about Cocaine Cowboys, it is a documentary. Well, it's more than that. It's a documentary that came out in like 2004, some shit like that, and it was riding the wave of those new type of documentaries where it was all like it was flashy. You know, like it was like slick animation and shit like that. Sort of like the kid stays in the picture.
Almost like real life Miami Vice.
Right, like a real life Miami Vice. And it was, you know, fascinating. It was about cocaine in the 70s and 80s and, you know, drug dealers and shit like that. Who doesn't love a story about drug dealers? And it was a pretty decent documentary. And then they did a sequel to it based on Griselda Blanco.
Yeah, aka the basis for the rap group Griselda. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. Shout out to Westside Gunn. Shout out to Conway the Machine.
I was just in Buffalo and I was bumping Griselda all the way up there, so I felt real hard. Yeah. And then so after that one, they did a Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded. Which was a remix of the first documentary with added footage. And now
it's like some GTA shit.
Yeah. And now there's this documentary series on Netflix called The Kings of Miami. And let me tell you what, it is a great documentary despite itself. The first thing you'll notice is that the theme song is sung by Pitbull.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And the great thing about Netflix is you can skip past the title sequence after the first episode, which I suggest you do because this song is just horrible. I'm just going to talk more about Pitbull on this. Like, when was the last time you heard Pitbull that wasn't at a bar mitzvah or a strip club?
He was in the we got to do this for Ill-Advised Cinema. He did almost the entire soundtrack for Gotti.
That explains so much.
Yeah, Gotti's going to be an upcoming Ill-Advised Cinema.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that explains so fucking much.
Kevin Connolly, baby.
Oh, fucking E, baby.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Cocaine Cowboys, it was about these two drug smugglers in the 80s and 90s. They go by Willie and Sal, and they were pretty much the biggest drug dealers in the country, and they did some wild, ignorant shit.
As you do.
Yeah, they got caught like 5 times and got out like 5 times. Yo, it was so easy to commit crimes in the fucking 80s, dude. Like, there's this one part where dude gets arrested, and gives them, like, they all have fake names, but none of this shit's computerized, right? So the dude is like, he just walks out because he didn't give him a fake ID and shit like that. Yo,
It's like fucking Rick and Morty cops.
Yo, seriously. And this happened like 3 or 4 times that these dudes were just like almost caught. They were in custody.
Fucking Parks and Recreation.
Yo, so they caught Sal once, right? They caught him once, and they put him in detention, right? And he was supposed to serve 13 months, right?
Oh shit!
He knew, so he paid someone off. So instead of him doing the 13 months, it said that he had already done 13 months. He fucking walked out.
Oh my god, the American criminal system sucks.
Yo, and like, it gets wilder from there. Like they were racing speedboats and shit like that. Like on some ESPN. They were on ESPN racing fucking cigar boats as international drug dealers. Because, you know, fuck keeping low profile. Like, how do these two fucking how these two high school dropouts, not even college dropouts, high school dropouts, fucking no traceable income, buy fucking $1 million boats and start racing them and shit like that. Oh yeah, and so it just like keeps getting wilder and wilder, and like it gets to parts where they're bribing fucking jurors.
Bro, this is some straight up GTA shit.
They're bribing jurors, killing witnesses and shit like that. And it is so fucking wild. Look, I'm all about, if you're gonna commit crime, fine. Just don't floss about it. That's how motherfuckers get caught all the time.
Yo, right?
Like, they caught him once, right? He was on the lam, Sal. He was on the lam once. Instead of like taking all his money, going to like a non-extradition country.
Right.
They fucking found him at the Four Seasons and Palm Beach, just chilling. Like just flossing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just fucking flossing with a fucking wig on. Like, they'll never recognize me on some King Shark shit.
I'll put on a mustache.
Put on a fucking mustache.
Hola.
Oh shit. Yeah, so Cocaine Cowboys, it is absolutely it is a wild fucking ride, despite the pit bulls fucking.
That fucking fits. Honestly, it fucking fits with their description.
Man, if it was Rick Ross, I would say all right, cool, but it's Pitbull. They say the name of the fucking show in the song, like on some 90s shit, like on some Addams Family Values, MC Hammer shit. It was I can't get over this fucking song, but this documentary is pretty good. So check that shit out if you want to watch the failure of the American penal system, justice system, and watch dumb criminals being dumb.
How this nigga in Blow get caught up, but then these dudes are just,
I don't know,
out there.
I don't know, man. Like it's fucking crazy because they were talking about they brought in like $2 billion worth of coke in like the 80s. Like they were the biggest, like at the time it was the biggest drug case that the United States had ever prosecuted, and they fucking lost.
You know, here's my thing. If I ever was in this type of situation, I like became a criminal like that. Once I got to 10 million, I'd be like, oh, I'm good, man. Like $10 million, like what? Like that is a lot of fucking money to me just because I'm always broke. And what's 10 million? 10 million, I could live off that for the rest of my fucking life because I'm used to just being so broke.
So here's like, I tell everybody this. If I ever become rich, you'll never know. I'll still be that dude at the bar. It's like, oh, you mind buying me a beer?
Exactly, because that's how you stay rich,
That's
nigga.
how you stay rich.
Exactly. I've learned that. I was like, rich people don't pay for shit. They have other people pay for shit.
Yep.
Because that's how you stay rich.
Like, go into any room, the poorest looking motherfucker in there is probably the richest.
Yeah. The dude who looks homeless is the rich person.
Yep.
I've learned that. Yep. That's how. I remember I was working at. I used to work at Best Buy, and there was like some dude with like a sweater and flip flops, and he had like fucking mustard stains all over. And my boss comes up to me like, "What the fuck? Why are you wasting your time with this dude?" I was like, "I'm about to close a sale on a $10,000 TV." So I mean, like,
right.
I mean, our fucking store manager just taught us how to deal with people like this. So I don't know, man. So, and that's why he was fired next week.
Well, there you go. There you go. So, rich people can afford to dress as fucked up as they want because what are they going to?
You know why? Because they don't give a fuck. They won.
Rich.
At that point, they
I'm
won.
rich.
Yeah, man. They got no care in the world.
Like if I become any sort of wealthy, I'm just going to walk around with footy pajamas, leopard footy pajamas with the crotch blown out, like just underwear flapping in the wind. Because what are you going to say?
See,
what are you going to do? I'm fucking rich.
I'll still get fits off, but my fits are going to still be how I dress my fits now, which is I find good clothes for a decent price.
Right? And I wear the shit out.
You know why? Because I read through all the menswear shit, and I'm like, oh, I could get this cheaper here for like literally a fraction of that price.
Right. So that's been Fashion Talk with the Film Blurs and Money Talk.
Yeah, nigga.
So yeah, Cocaine Cowboys, the Kings of Miami. It's worth a watch just to see just the fuckery on all sides.
Oh man, now I'm gonna watch this shit.
Yeah, it's fucking you know when you get to the part when his woman goes on the lamb, it's fucking
shit, man.
All right, so beyond that, I rewatched a movie I hadn't seen since I was a youngster, like 11, 12 years old, because it was on Amazon where things go to die. It's called Sundown: The Vampire in Retreat.
Never even heard of this shit.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and it's one of those movies where I only saw it once as a child, but I remember liking it. And now as an adult, I watch it, and I remember that I was a child, and I was probably very, very, very stupid at that time. It is a Western ? /horror ? /comedy ?
So it's like John Carpenter's Vampires. Remember that?
Yeah.
With James Woods before he fucking lost his fucking mind?
Well, he had already lost his mind, but I remember Vampires. And this makes Vampires look like it's Nosferatu.
God damn.
It makes it look like it's high fucking art.
All right. So let me compare it to another Carpenter joint. His last movie that he ever made.
What do you mean, like Ghost of Mars?
Yes.
Sundown makes Ghosts of Mars look like Ridley Scott's The Martian.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how bad it is. Let me just read the synopsis for you. Reclusive vampires lounge in a lonely American town. They wear sun cream to protect themselves. A descendant of Van Helsing arrives with hilarious consequences. Hilarious should be in question or quotation marks because it was not either funny nor scary. It was straight up 90. It wasn't even 90s schlock. You can't get anything from this. At the end, there's a shootout between the vampires, and they're killing each other with wooden bullets.
It sounds like some fake ass Blade shit.
Yeah, it sounds like a fake ass Blade. And like the one takeaway from this is how woke I am as an individual now.
Right.
Because in multiple cases in the movie, human beings are turned into vampires unwillingly, and I'm like, consent is key. Like vampires, you can't just go up and like it's.
Yeah, I realized. Damn, yeah.
But like it's the rapiest of monsters. Honestly.
A vampire. I mean, Spike did try to rape Buffy in season 6 of Buffy.
Right.
That's another reason why everybody was ready to quit that show, because at that point they're like, yeah, we don't want to ever do this shit again.
Right.
James Masters said he cried for 2 weeks after filming that scene.
Oh.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, so
I get it.
Yeah, but I was just like, there's like,
damn.
Yeah, but this movie is just so. It's not even so bad. It's good. It's just bad. It's got Keith Carradine in it as.
Oh
yeah, man. Like it's Keith Carradine, and he's trying to give some gravitas to it.
Damn.
And it's got Bruce Campbell in it, right? And it's like, oh man, like, ugh.
Shit.
Yeah, it's not. It's not good at all, man. And there's actual like bat rape, like, and cuckolding, like. So,
of course.
Yeah, because All right. So one of the main bad vampires is convinced that the main, the main protagonist's wife's kid is his kid. And he keeps on, it's a whole entire fucking mess.
So, when did this movie come out?
It came out in '89, and fun fact about it, this was the last movie by this production company.
Yeah.
And they had a choice between releasing this in theaters or Earth Girls Are Easy. They went with this.
Wow.
Yeah, so they lost on all sorts of fronts because
Earth Girls Is Easy is fucking hilarious.
Right. Yeah, that would have saved this studio or this production company. Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, the 80s and 90s, I mean, that's how people rolled, man. Bad decisions every turn.
And fun fact, the director of this was Anthony Hickok, who directed the Eddie Griffith action extravaganza Blast.
I've never even heard of that.
You've never seen Blast?
Man. I've never seen Blast.
All right, so Blast is pretty much Die Hard on an oil well, but instead of Bruce Willis, you've got Eddie Griffith.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It is chef's kiss horrible.
All right, so I'm going to have to look to where this is streaming now.
Yeah, man, look up Blast. If you're listening right now, do yourself a favor and watch Blast, because it'll make you feel good about your life and all the choices you've ever made.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat on Amazon Prime. And beyond that, I gave a rewatch to Collateral.
Oh, yeah, because the movie had its anniversary, I think Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, I mean, I try to watch Collateral.
Like once a year?
Once a year. Is it my turn yet? I was like, yeah, okay, little Tom Cruise, you can get up here and talk.
17 years old.
17 years old, and it...
Fuck, I'm old.
Oh, yeah, I saw it in fucking theaters, dude.
So did I.
Collateral, if you haven't seen it, it is one of Michael Mann's best films. I think, like, not Heat level, but like it's Heat, Collateral, and then that's pretty much it.
See, this was the movie that turned me into a norista. Like, after watching this movie, I was just like, I have to see every film noir I can see.
Yeah.
Like, Neo, classic. This is the movie that got me into noir.
Yeah, it's Jamie Foxx not being Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's subdued.
Is like real subdued. It's fucking Tom Cruise. Yes, Tom Cruise. Being just reminding you that he is a real actor.
Yep.
You know, and like he had menace.
This is the first time he played a bad guy, dude.
Yeah, first time he played a bad guy.
Well, second time he played an unlikable character, but first time he played a full out villain.
Yeah, but he was fucking he played against Jamie Foxx so well. I am actually kind of mad that we haven't seen them paired before or after that. Yeah. You know, because the chemistry was right there. They were bouncing off each other. And it's a slow fucking burn.
Let me tell you this, guys. Jamie Foxx, the year this came out, he was nominated twice. Best Actor for Ray, which he won, and then Best Supporting Actor for this. Tom Cruise wasn't nominated for this. That's how fucking good Jamie Foxx was.
Right.
And honestly, he should have been Best Actor for this too, because it's a co-lead, and he's in the movie more than Tom Cruise.
Yeah. So do yourself a favor and watch Collateral.
Michael Mann's. It's my favorite Michael Mann movie. Do I think it's his best? No, but I think it's my favorite. His best is still Heat.
I'll give you that. His best is Heat. Will I say it's my favorite? I'm gonna say this is my favorite Michael Mann.
It's hands down my favorite
too, because Heat is just Heat. Like that's another level. But like I can go back and watch Collateral once a month,
right,
and still enjoy it.
Heat, you got to carve out some time,
right.
And Heat does have, as good as it is, it does have lulls, but like this movie's 2 hours, like a solid 2 hours, and
it's razor sharp.
Yeah, man,
it is fucking go.
It go, yeah. So, oh fuck, man, now you got me. I gotta go watch Collateral. Fuck, man, it's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah, go watch Collateral. Watch the trailer for Maverick. Did you see the trailer for Maverick?
You know what, man? This is what pissed me off. Like I keep saying, Tom, you need to go back to acting and stop doing all these fucking stunts. Like, bro, you ordered the star in Stanley Kubrick's last fucking movie. That's a movie that still freaks me out to this day.
I got to see boobies in that one.
Yeah, you did. that was right around the time you started losing your mind.
Yeah,
because then that's when you started getting indoctrinated into Scientology.
No.
Yeah, man.
That's not what happened at all.
I guarantee you, I'm gonna have like a dude standing out my house like before next time we record an episode. Be like, join Xenu and us. Donate. Take the test. Become clear.
Man, you don't make enough money to be a Scientologist.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they can't bleed me dry.
They can't. They're not coming for you, man.
Yeah, you can't bleed somebody who's already dry, bro. So yeah. Joke's on you, nigga. Oh shit! All right.
And once again, I'm going to tell people to watch Kevin Can Fuck Himself. It's over now, so now you can watch you can binge the whole entire thing. It left off on a cliffhanger. It's amazing. Watch the shit. And also, Ted Lasso. Just watch that show. It'll make you feel good about yourself. I was feeling kind of shitty yesterday, and I watched Ted Lasso, and everything just felt right with the world.
I'm gonna have to text you soon for the Apple login.
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
So I got a few weeks off coming up, so it's time to run through it. Time to run through a lot of shit. Damn, because I just finished. Is there anything else you watched before I talk about what I ran through?
Physical. Yeah, Physical. It's one more episode before the season's done. It is an amazing show. It is very honest when it comes to mental health issues, and it's also hilarious.
Okay.
So,
as you know, as I've been saying for the past few weeks, I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I finished that like a couple of weeks ago. And now, over the weekend, I finished The Legend of Korra. How the fuck was this on Nickelodeon, bro? Like, that shit is like dark and violent. Like, Avatar, the thing that makes Avatar work is that it appeals to both kids and adults. This one starts off for like Avatar for both kids and adults, and then gradually just grows. I was like, bro, this is straight for adults. Like, this ain't for no fucking kids. Like, the morals and the politics of Legend of Korra get gray. Characters get fucked up. Characters get tortured. Like, tortured to the point where, like,
what do you mean tortured? Like,
characters, you find out that characters can do all types of shit now. Like, earthbenders can bend lava and metal now, and like, there's blood bending, which is like, blood bending is literally using the blood in your body to make you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Korra in season 3, she goes up against a evil airbender, and this dude tortures the shit out of her and just psychologically damages her. So for the fourth and last season, half of those, like the first half of those episodes, like episode 1 through 5, is literally her just trying to deal with that shit, and she can't overcome it, to the point where she's a shitty avatar because like that shit fucked her up so bad.
So like they are tackling PSTD in a fucking Nickelodeon children's show, quote unquote.
Yeah, because my brother watched this when he aired. He's like, yeah, season 3 wasn't on Nickelodeon. They didn't air it on Nickelodeon. You could only watch it on Nickelodeon.com. And then I watched it. I was like, yeah, you definitely couldn't put this. And then season 4, I was like, damn, how did this get on too? And like the whole show has a really, besides the politics being fucked up, but like it has a really cool love triangle. And then the end of the show, you see that love triangle between these two women. It's like LGBTQ relationship. Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't expecting it either. I was like, well, it makes sense, you know? And this show came out in like 2004. So for them to do it then, I was like, oh, right. Like for
super progressive.
Yeah, man. So now that I finished this, like, do I think The Legend of Korra is better than Avatar: The Last Airbender? No, I think they're both the same, but like, I'm super excited for Avatar Studios to get rolling, because I as soon as I finished, I read up on it, and the first thing that's coming out of Avatar Studios is a movie. It's an animated movie. It's coming to theaters.
Okay.
Coming to theaters next year. And then they've got a couple of more movies next year coming to Paramount Plus. And then I guess it'll be a TV show. So we're going to get movies for Paramount Plus, movies in theaters, and then movies shows for Paramount Plus. So I'm very excited for Avatar Studios to get rolling, because, like, you know what? The Legend of Korra expands the world so much. Like, they do souls now. They deal with the soul world, where there's all these different types of souls, and the souls work with benders, and you live in harmony with the soul. And because Avatar, the way Avatar ends, they have to basically rebuild the world. You're dealing with the fallout of like them rebuilding the world, but people are taking advantage of that shit. So yeah, man, this is if you haven't, go watch Avatar and definitely watch The Legend of Korra. These shows are amazing. Like, I'm surprised. I wasn't surprised how good Avatar was, just because I remember that as it just being great. Right. But I'm so surprised how mature and adult Legend of Korra is. Like, this is more for adults than Avatar.
And this is on Paramount Plus, right? All of them, or?
It should be. I know Avatar is on Paramount Plus and Netflix.
Okay.
Korra is on Paramount Plus, and I think it might be on Netflix also. I'm not sure.
All right. I'll give it. I mean, like, you've been talking about it for the longest time, and like, I'm gonna sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, because like the way you've explained this to me, like on air and off air, it seems like a show that is too good for the time it was in.
Yeah, I feel like had this show come out now, bro, this would be running the world right now. Like, running the world. But it's coming back, and people are rediscovering Avatar left and right. So yeah, do me a favor, watch Avatar and then watch Legend of Korra, to all of our listeners. And then if you're feeling brave enough and you want to be real mad and real pissed off, go ahead and watch the fucking M. Night movie.
No, don't watch anything.
One of the worst. I showed you guys. I wasn't. Jeff, was I lying about the close-ups? I showed you those close-ups. So, was I lying?
So Brandon sent me a YouTube link with the scene in question from Avatar, The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan train wreck. And he was not kidding when he was talking about these close-ups. You're in a motherfucker's nostril by the end of it, pretty much. You can see their pores.
Like, the shit is so ridiculous.
And it has, like, no
artistic merit.
Right. It's just done.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was in theaters, the whole theater started laughing. Like, everybody just started laughing because I was just like, imagine seeing that shit, because that movie was released in 3D. Imagine seeing that shit in 3D. Like, what the fuck? Like,
nostrils in 3D.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, and then those kids look so dead-eyed because they're given bad direction. Like, you could tell that wasn't their acting. That was what M. Night was giving them.
Well, you know.
Because those kids look dead-eyed. I've seen those kids in other shit, and they never look like that. They look dead-eyed.
Well, his directing style for kids is just dead-eyed, because look at Haley Joel Osment. I mean, he was supposed to be dead-eyed.
Yeah. But that made sense.
That made sense, and he just kind of went with that.
But then again, he did that shit with my man's in Unbreakable. He was kind of dead-eyed too. But I guess I forgave that because Homeboy's parents were like going through some shit.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want dead-eyed children, M. Night your man.
All right. So last Wednesday last Tuesday, one of those Tuesday, Wednesday, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, time's a concept, it's construct, it doesn't exist.
I took an edible, and that edible knocked me on my ass so much that I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm gonna watch Aquaman in Dolby Atmos 4K.
Yo, why would you do that to yourself?
You know why? Because it's pretty to watch. The movie's dumb enough where I don't have to think about shit. And the Atmos soundtrack was amazing.
I always forget that Aquaman actually got its own movie.
Yeah, see?
You know? Like
yeah.
the HBO Max keeps on trying to remind me that Aquaman was a real thing, but I don't believe it.
He's coming out next year. He's coming back.
He's getting a sequel.
The Lost Kingdom. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
What kingdom is lost? I mean,
fuck if I know, man. There was like 8 kingdoms in this first one.
I don't. Wasn't the deep or whatever going to get its own? Like,
and they canceled that.
Oh, they did,
which rightfully so, because I remember they first announced that. I'm like, why?
Yeah, because everything gets a sequel or a spinoff or whatever. Like
goddamn,
because DC.
Yeah, WB's just desperate, man.
Until now, because our Lord and Savior James Gunn is going to take the DC cinematic universe and make things right.
All right. Well, moving on. Right after I watched that, the edible was still hitting, so I bought the 4K copy Blu-ray of Snatch, and I put that in and watched it. Incredible transfer. Like, they redid the fuck out of that. That movie's still fucking hilarious. I love that movie so much.
It still hits. It's still good.
Put Lock, Stock out in 4K, because I need that now in 4K.
Okay.
Because
you think that does? I mean, it was
that was good.
I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, it was supposed to be gritty. So, like, even if they did a 4K transfer,
I don't care. I need that.
Shitty.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't care. I watched last Wednesday. I watched The Conversation for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was good. It was a slow burn. Nice little paranoid thriller. Yeah, so that's all I can say, man. It's not that deep, you know. It's
right.
just
but it's Gene Hackman killing it.
Yeah, Gene Hackman killed it. The opening shot, man. Francis Ford Coppola, I was like, you did that shit back then in the 70s, like 1974. This movie came out. I was like, you did that opening shot in 1974. That is amazing. And then the sound design too is amazing.
People like forget that Coppola is more than wine and The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
this nigga did Apocalypse Now, man.
Yeah, but like, even Apocalypse Now, like, that got a lot of hype. But like, he did smaller movies that were fucking masterpieces.
Yeah, The Rainmaker.
There you go.
Yeah. So watch that, and then I watched Yesterday, I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for the first time.
Yo.
And that movie's fucking hilarious.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
It was on Hulu, and I was like, yo, I again, the edible was hitting. I told Trey, yo, before we watch Candyman, because it was Trey's first time watching Candyman. So I was like, before Candyman, we're going to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because I haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. And we sat there, and it was a combination of the movie and the edible where I was just laughing my ass off. That movie is fucking... Yo, there's so many jokes in there where I was like, oh, man, this would not fly today, but these are still hilarious.
It's peak John Candy, and it's peak Steve Martin.
It's one of two John Hughes movies I like.
What's the other one?
Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Because I don't really fuck with anything else he's done.
Well, you don't like Uncle Buck?
I've never seen Uncle Buck, so I got to see Uncle Buck. But I don't fuck with Pretty in Pink. I don't fuck with The Breakfast Club. I don't fuck with
16 Candles.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
Oh, my man.
I don't fuck with them shits.
Oh,
all them high school shits. Shits could kick rocks.
Man, so you don't know what it's like to be madly in love with Molly Ringwald, then?
I mean,
That's okay.
She's an 80s icon, and I just see her. I'm like, sure, man. And, sure.
It's fine, man.
I love me a redhead, but I look at her, I'm just like, hey, man, different strokes for different folks, you know? So, yeah, right after that, me and Trey watched Candyman. Trey's first time seeing it. I still love the movie. That's another one came out in 92 where I'm just like, yo, Bernard Rose was directing his ass off, and he was doing Jordan Peele before Jordan Peele, which is social commentary horror. I understand why Jordan Peele is writing the sequel that's coming out in a couple of weeks for this.
Well, he wrote it? I thought he was just producing it.
He wrote and produced it.
Oh.
My only thing with Candyman is towards the end, it gets a little dumb with character choices, because it's still a horror movie. Yeah, exactly. And then my only other thing is some of those scenes are overlit to the point where I'm like, bro, this looks like a sitcom at points. Yeah, so, and that's all. That's my only, because otherwise, like, you got Philip Glass doing the fucking score. Like, come on, man.
Tony Todd,
peak Tony Todd.
You know, him being like menacing. I still can't be like, I've been to some cons with Tony Todd, you know, and I still can't be in a room with him and not get like a little
Candyman,
little shiver.
Yo, because I see him, I get scared because I think Candyman. I think the mortician from Final Destination.
Yep.
That nigga, like, let's just say it. That nigga was deaf. He was deaf. Like, I know they tried to dance around it in the first two. I'm like, nah, he's deaf. So, watched Annette yesterday.
Oh,
because I got the screener yesterday. Screener activated yesterday. I love Holy Motors. This is not for me. It's a Sparks musical. All the music's done by Sparks. All the songs are written by Sparks. The movie's written by Sparks.
The movie's written by Sparks.
Yeah. Oh. And it's directed by Leo Craxis. He directed Holy Motors. He pitched in a little bit with the story for this, but like, the story's typical. It's just done in that weird Leo Crax Sparks way, right. And it's 2.5 hours. So like, by the time I got to the end of it, I'm just like, sure, man. You know what I mean?
Like, we had this conversation when the trailer dropped. I didn't like Holy Motors at all, and so if I didn't like Holy Motors,
you're gonna fucking hate this. You're gonna hate it.
Oh, when does it drop? When does it come out?
It's in theaters now, and then it drops on Amazon Prime on August 20th.
On August 20th. I think we might have to do I'm going to have to see that, and we're going to have to talk about that on air, because I'm looking forward to not liking this movie.
The only cool thing was the puppet. Annette was a puppet, which is the daughter of the two main characters, who were played by Marion Cotillard and Adam Driver. And I'm just like, the movie itself, like, even people who love Sparks and Leo Crax, like, I've been reading some reviews and they're just like, yeah, it's cool. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's just kind of indifferent to it. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I'm just like, it's whatever.
It seems like, to me from the trailer, it looked like a subdued Michel Gondry.
Yeah, so Let's move on. We're gonna go to I rewatched before we move on to trailer talk. I rewatched The Green Knight over the weekend in theaters because I wanted to see it again. I ate another edible. Yo, I was tripping balls.
You were fucked up when we watched it the first time.
Oh no, I was more fucked up this time.
All right.
I was tripping fucking balls, bro. This edible had me because I timed it out perfectly. I was like, all right, an hour and a half before the movie starts. This edible's like, nah, nigga, I got you now. Like, I remember 20 minutes after I eat that edible, I was like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting there waiting for my brother because I was like, yo, I told him, like, just drive me because I'm not driving. And I'm sitting there like this, slumped over. I put on Suicide Squad and start sitting there laughing. I'm like, oh man, I want to watch this now. Yeah, but people, go see The Green Knight and then go see Suicide Squad. Makes a great double feature. You want to see Suicide Squad first. You want to see The Green Knight first, see something really weird first, and then you want to go and decompress with Suicide Squad. Like, that makes a perfect double feature, honestly.
All right. Yeah.
Let's get into trailer talk.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right, let's start with American Crime Story Impeachment. I didn't even know this was in the pipeline. Beanie Feldstein, she is Jonah Hill's sister. She was the girl in Booksmart.
So she's playing
Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, all right. Look, we could have a conversation about Hollywood nepotism and everything like that. But she's
a good actress.
She is a good actress. I don't know if she wasn't Jonah Hill's sister, if she'd be getting the opportunities that she's getting, but she has, proven that she is a good actress. So I can't wait to see what she does with this role.
Not what I would have expected from casting. You know what I mean? Because Monica Lewinsky, if you look at old pictures, especially back then when this was going on for Monica Lewinsky, you'd be like, yeah, Bill Clinton, man, I get it. Like, you're still a scumbag, but like, I get it. And then like, you look at, and I'm not trying to be mean or disgusting here, but like, I'm just like, I guess.
Look, she's, I'm sorry, it's going to be a quicksand right here.
Yeah.
Jumping in.
Yeah.
They're both larger framed women, shapely.
Wait, what? I don't think Monica was that big back then.
I mean, she was thick.
Okay.
She was thick.
She was a pog, though.
Yeah, she was all right. Yeah, she
was a pog.
She would get her own category. On all right, Brazzers, she would be pog.
Beanie would be BBW. And I love me a BBW.
Yeah, I mean, shout out.
I love me a pog too.
Yeah. But
who doesn't love a pog?
Yeah, and so it's going to be interesting.
Yo, speaking of pogs, man, I remember one time I went to a karaoke bar, and I swear to God, there was a girl who looked exactly like Margot Robbie, as if Margot Robbie was a pog.
Ooh.
Shit. She started bodying, and we were all like in amazement just because of everything that was going on. But she bodied when she got up and it was her turn. Right. Bodied Susie and the Banshees, Cities and Dust, and I was like, man, I'm in love.
Yo, did you try? Did you try to get a number?
Man, she knew what time it was because as soon as she finished, she paid for her bill and she was out. I was like, yeah, I don't blame you, homegirl.
She dropped the mic.
Yeah, you knew what was gonna happen. Yeah. So let's move on to this has been in the works since forever, bro.
Man, I've been looking forward to, like, we're talking about why?
Yeah.
The Last Man. I've been looking forward to, they've been talking about this for like 15 years.
Yes. And these, no lie, these are just as good as people say it is. Like, it's up there with Saga, it's up there with Sandman, it's up there with Preacher. Hopefully they don't fuck it up like they did with Preacher.
I enjoyed Preacher. I didn't like Preacher. I like Preacher better than I liked the comic book, actually.
Oh, what?
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, different strokes, man. Different strokes. But but anyway, Why the Last Man? It is like you said. It is that great a comic book series, and like they've been trying to do this for 15 years. At one point, Shia LaBeouf was supposed to play Yorick, which would have been interesting. I would have actually loved to see him do that.
And this was before he completely lost his mind. This was back when he was still like a star,
like still bankable.
Yeah.
I like how it's not Yorick's story in this. Like the trailer makes it look like it's a truly ensemble cast. It's more about the women trying to like rebuild the earth,
right?
Instead of just following him, because if you read the comic, it just follows Yorick,
right? And how everybody's trying to like take advantage that he's literally the last man on earth,
right.
Which is both good and bad, folks. Like I know a lot of dudes are thinking, "Oh man, me being the last man on earth with a world full of women." I'm like, yeah, nigga, you say that.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, nigga. Y'all gotta stop thinking with your dicks. Think with your mind.
Like they can't. Some people can't. Yeah.
Nigga. That's how empires crumble, huh?
Yeah, man.
Shame.
Let's not get into socio-political conversations about politics and sexuality.
But I will say it looks like they spent some money on this motherfucker. Like this motherfucker looks expensive.
FX.
And this is dropping specifically on Hulu. Like this is FX on Hulu, not just FX.
Right, but FX in general has been spending some money lately.
Well, I guess because Disney's like, here, have a few million. What's a few million to us, bitch? A few million for you guys, not for Scarlett Johansson, though.
Oh, shit. Pay this woman her money.
Yeah, pay her. Fucking pay her. Fucking media conglomerate.
Like, I get it.
Y'all niggas make $4 billion a year.
I get it. You don't, like, your bottom line is important, but just pay her. She earned it.
Mm-hmm.
She had to wear that spandex outfit for 6 months.
Bro, she's come out and said she hates Iron Man too. You know why, right? Because she's like, yo, I was so sexualized in that movie and there's so much I didn't have a say in. Like, Jon Favreau apparently apologized to her for that because a lot of the decisions was from him.
I mean, I hated Iron Man 2 for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. So. Listen, I get where she's coming from, but Iron Man 2 was just a mess all around.
Right. They didn't know they
clearly
they didn't have the secret sauce there.
Yeah.
But so I get it that she hated it, but I mean, it is what it is. Just like Margot Robbie hated Harley Quinn. How Harley Quinn was portrayed in the original Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you know what? Real quick to that. That rotten face tattoo? It is gone in Suicide Squad because both James Gunn and Harley and Margot Robbie hated it. They're like, they said if they make another movie together, Harley will have no face tattoos. They left the
heart tattoo
just so it wasn't jarring.
Right.
But basically, if they get another swing at this, she'll have no face tattoos, which is good because you don't need. Margot Robbie's too pretty for face tattoos. Only dumb niggas get that. Dumb niggas like Gucci Mane who get the ice cream with the burr next to it.
Look, face tattoos are a definite career choice. Like that is you get a face tattoo. You are saying something to the world. And God bless you, whatever that statement is.
The statement's either I'm rich and I don't give a fuck, or I smoked a lot of meth.
It's like, or I am totally unemployable. And I will probably knock up your daughter on the first date. And you won't see me for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because either I'm in a den or I'm just dead.
Or I'm in jail. Or just live on the lam.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Scour every opium and heroin den for me, or I'm dead.
Yeah. So I'm glad they decided to get rid of the face tattoos on Harley. Thinking back to Justice League redo. Did the Joker have any of his face tattoos?
Nope, because Zack Snyder's like, yeah, we're getting rid of those too. So it's that shit was a bad idea when even Zack Snyder's like, yeah, no.
Poor David Ayer. Like, man,
everybody got to be a cholo for no reason.
Man,
I feel like every movie that he does should have that song, Lean Like a Cholo. Remember that song?
No.
It was like a hip hop song called Lean Like a Cholo, and I had a whole dance and everything.
Was it a hit?
Yeah.
That's not where I was from.
Yeah.
So Lean Like a Cholo. But yeah, even in Tank, no, Fury. Even in Fury, was there any choloisms in Fury?
I mean, I guess you could say Brad Pitt's haircut because he had the undercut, and nobody had an undercut in those days.
Yeah, God bless David Ayer for bringing his culture to the mainstream. Like putting a little South Central in every fucking thing he does, even his comic book movies.
Oh man! All right. Well, so did you watch the Korg and Deadpool react to the Free Guy?
I did, and
that shit was hilarious.
The more and more I
want Korg in the next Deadpool movie.
I love how Ryan Reynolds shits on himself, like his self-deprecation, even in his publicity for his upcoming movies. It is just so spot on. Like, because everything that Deadpool said, well, I was thinking. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And shout out to Taika. Taika is just now down for whatever because he's in Suicide Squad. He's just down for whatever now. He's just popping up left and right.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's like, because he got a show premiered today on FX called Reservation Dogs. It's on FX on Hulu.
Oh, that's today, right? Yeah, I can't wait to see that. And
get home later tonight.
Yeah, man. Is it like week by week, like
I
Dave?
think it's weekly.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but
yeah.
Shout out to Hulu. They getting shit that FX don't got now.
There we go.
So, what'd you think of our final trailer? Clint Eastwood's Cry Macho.
Well, one of my favorite genres is
Western.
Is Clint Eastwood schooling minorities. So I mean,
you're thinking about Gran Torino?
Gran Torino. So he got the Filipinos with the Gran Torino. He's got the Mexicans now with Cry Macho, and I can't wait for the blacks with whatever bullshit movie he directs next. Look,
the Deadly Karen.
There we go. He's gonna do an actual Karen movie.
I will say this: this is pretty woke for a Clint Eastwood movie. Like this nigga's picking out all of his flaws, it seems, and just putting it on screen.
Right. Look, I will watch anything with Clint Eastwood in it because he's a great actor. I'm sorry, and he is a fantastic director.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to watch it. I'm probably going to really enjoy it. I just had to make that joke because it just seemed like kind of on the nose.
The niggas had a little lately. Like, Richard Jewell was definitely his best film he's made in a long ass time, but even that still has shit in it where I'm like, yeah.
Right. But I mean, I guess, I don't know if it seems woker than it actually might be, but I'm going to give it a chance. Like his whole entire, like, I like how the character is talking about the whole entire tough guy persona. And it's just like
it's dead. It's dead.
Right, it's dead.
It's just dead.
And like coming from Clint Eastwood, that, like you said, is very woke.
Yeah, and him helping Mexicans,
right?
So you know what, man? I will tell you this. This is one of the things I'm glad HBO Max. This is going to be on HBO Max because this is one I'm going to stay at home and watch on HBO Max.
Yeah,
I'm not putting any effort into this motherfucker.
Right, and it's gonna if it comes on, it's on.
Yeah. This was not one I was going to see in the theater,
right?
Unless I got a screening because almost all of Clint Eastwood's movies I've seen at screenings. Like I haven't put effort into it.
Yeah.
Like the only one I put effort into was for Sully, and Sully he shot that entirely in IMAX.
I didn't see Sully. Actually,
I saw that at the IMAX here when Hamilton was still open.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So I didn't put any effort into seeing that either.
All right. Well, I mean,
and Sully, honestly, it was just because that IMAX camera at the time was new. It just seemed like that was just a test to see how it worked.
Right.
So,
right.
All right, let's move on to our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the Film Blurbs feature film review.
All right, man. Go ahead.
Oh, God. So, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is a masterpiece. I'm not being facetious when I say that. I'm just saying that from a standpoint of a fan of comic books.
This is what Doom Patrol is and why I love Doom Patrol, because the Doom Patrol is vulgar, it's perverse, the violence is extreme, but it has heart. Like a lot of Doom Patrol breaks your heart, man. And they just put out the trailer today for season 3 of Doom Patrol. It's going to premiere September 24th. And I cannot wait, because getting this and that back to back, oh man, like this is kind of what I want from DC now, man. It's just like, you know what? Clearly people who care about the characters. Because think about it. I've never heard of Bloodsport before Idris Elba was cast. I was like, who the fuck is Bloods? Because he was originally cast to replace Will Smith as Deadshot. Right. And they were like, well, let's not do that just in case we can get Will Smith to come back in the future. And you could tell in the script, like they just crossed out Deadshot and just put Bloodsport because you could clearly see. So don't get this twisted, people. This is a sequel. This is not a reboot or anything like that. It's a sequel to both Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey.
Right, but they don't
make it over.
Yeah, they don't explicitly mention the other movies.
Exactly.
Like there are visual and
references.
References to
There's
it.
character references. There's Harley Quinn has a monologue at one point where it's referencing the Birds of Prey movie, basically. Right. But like, yeah, it's not overt. Not overt in any way. And like, man, I am mad that a fucking R-rated movie that is perverse and just violent, gleefully violent at that, it has more heart and more soul than 3 fucking movies with Superman. 2 of them shits have Batman. 2 movies with Batman and Superman have less heart and soul than a fucking Suicide Squad movie.
And I've said this on Twitter. Suicide Squad is the Justice League that we were promised. You know, like it's fun, but it's not sappy. It's hopeful, but not, saccharine. It's super violent but not. Yeah, well, I mean, it's super violent.
And as extreme as the violent is, it never crosses the line of, oh man, that's too much.
Right.
Just a spoiler warning right here. I'm going to give a quick spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. He was going to kill Ratcatcher 2. No. But he said he changed it because when they started shooting, he was like, he looked at her. He was like, man, people are going to see this female Hispanic kid because she is a kid. And it's just like, oh man, I can't kill no fucking kid. So that's why he changed it. He was like, yeah, Ratcatcher lives. So originally, everybody except for, because he said originally the only 2 people who weren't going to die were Harley and Bloodsport. Those are the only 2 people he was going to keep alive.
Oh, wow.
And James Gunn told WB, he's like, I want full control of who lives and who dies. And they're like, okay, well, our only stipulation is Harley Quinn has to be in the movie. And he said, okay, well, she's fair game too. And they're like, fine.
Yeah.
But, when we walked into this, I really thought she was a goner just because, it's James Gunn. He's like, James Gunn don't give a fuck. And if they gave him free reign, they said, hey, fine, you could kill her. I was like, oh, well, the bitch is dead. And no.
Yeah, no. And her arc, everybody's arc through this.
Yeah.
Like everybody, even fucking King Shark.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that Sebastian the Rat and King Shark are 2 of my favorite fucking characters in this whole entire fucking thing?
Yeah, Ratcatcher, man, she's the heart of the movie. Yo. Like, she ain't even a villain, honestly. She's just someone with shitty luck. Also, man, DC really hates Superman because they straight up say, like, oh, yeah, Bloodsport, he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet. I was like, Yo, why do y'all motherfuckers hate Superman so much, man?
Because they don't know what to do with him. They have no idea how to make a Superman.
And you know what's funny? When James Gunn said when he first came to when WB first approached him, they're like, "Hey, you want to do a DC movie?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, man. Could I get to pick the property?" They're like, "Oh, well, we wanted you to do Superman." He's just like, "Oh, that's straight up. I can't do that. You
need a special type of person."
Yeah. He's straight up said, he's like, I'm not the guy for Superman." He did say that if he gets to make another Suicide Squad movie, guess who they're going up against?
Superman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the video game that's coming out next year, right?
Yep. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
This whole entire movie is a miracle.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that they gave
James Gunn almost $200 million to lose his fucking mind.
It is pretty much a Trauma film. It's pretty much if you've ever seen Trauma War, it's a remake of Trauma War with superheroes. It's just batshit crazy motherfuckers on an island killing each other.
And that's what I love about this movie. The movie, it just starts off with them on the mission. The whole movie's them on the mission already on Corto Maltese. And you only get like a flashback or two to the prisons.
Right.
Everything either takes place in the fucking prisons or on Corto Maltese. Everything else, it ain't like that. That's basically it, man. And I'm just like, I was surprised that we jump into it like that so quickly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you can't talk about this movie without talking about the Ayers movie.
Can you even call it Ayers movie? We should just call it like
Justice League 1.
Let's call it Kevin's Frankenstein.
Kevin's Frankenstein. Oh, should we explain who Kevin is
again?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I cannot shit on this dude enough.
So Kevin Tushihara was running WB when initially this thing got kicked off, this whole DCEU. And originally the DCEU were going to be dark and gritty and serious, all these movies. So you'd have a dark and serious and gritty Aquaman, if you could fucking believe that, a dark and serious gritty The Flash, like everything was going to be dark, gritty and serious. And so when BVS came out and the reception was so bad, like the movie had a historic drop off from Friday to Sunday in its first fucking weekend. And the reception, nobody fucking liked it. And it was just so bad that he was just like, okay, well, we got Suicide Squad with the same tone. Like, we can't do this. And he took Ayers' movie, screened it, and it got pretty high scores. And then he screened their cut, which also got the same exact score as Ayers' version. And he had, and I shit you not on this, people, he had the company that cut together all the trailers cut together the movie from Ayers' version and his version.
Well, peanut butter tastes great and jelly tastes great. Let's put them together and we got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's not how fucking movies work.
How are you going to have a trailer company cut together a fucking feature? Like, that's why you have editors. There's a difference between editing a movie and editing a fucking trailer.
And that's why if you watch either one of the Suicide Squads, the original theatrical cut or the extended cut with 10 minutes more Joker, there's no silence in the whole entire fucking movie.
Let's talk about that.
It's like a goddamn music video.
Let's talk about that real quick. How the fuck if you already have people, because before they put out this extended cut, I remember like a couple of weeks after the movie came out, people were demanding the Ayer cut get released.
Right. How
in the fuck are you going to then put out an extended cut of a version most people don't like anyway? What the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, can you imagine David Ayer waking up one day and seeing like, oh, Suicide Squad's coming out on video, cool. And then somebody's like, yeah, it's coming out with an extended cut. I'd be like, the fuck it is? What the fuck are you talking about? An extend, like what?
Extend this dick.
Like, and my man wasn't even fired. That's the crazy part about the Kevin Tushihara situation. He wasn't even fired. He stepped down just because he was on some casting couch shit. Like, think about that. He wasn't even fired.
Yeah, no, they
like this is the type of motherfuckers running this company where they don't even want to fire the dude who's making every worst decision possible, and then on top of that, taking advantage of people.
I mean, he didn't even step down until that Vanity Fair article, right?
Yeah. And what people keep going up to him, asking him about like what happened with Suicide Squad, and he keeps saying, "Oh, no comment."
Okay.
I mean, at this point, you might as well, nigga. Like your career is done.
The damage is done.
Yeah,
man. Like go back to rides, man.
Yeah,
like you were fine running Superman the ride at all the Six Flags across the United States. You did that shit. Like then you succeeded in making theme parks successful. Which if you can't make a theme park successful. Then I mean,
it's Action Park, right?
Right.
So, but
all you gotta do is not have people die, and you're gonna make money.
Yeah, don't have people die or get dysentery. So,
right.
So yeah, man, like this nigga really turned movies into literal theme parks. I mean, that's why the OG Suicide Squad that came out in 2016 had all that weird editing, like there would be purple and green filters with like wavy lines all of a sudden, and
the text effects, you know, like introducing all of the characters.
Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, and Deadshot all get introduced twice in that fucking movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was watching it before I was watching the good Suicide Squad, and it was a good 30 to 40 minutes before anything actually happened.
Yeah. Yes.
It was just setups for shit that never got paid off and just backstories that we didn't need.
Yeah. And you literally have Rick Flag introducing people like, hey, here's Katana. She'll steal her sword, will steal your soul. Hey, here's Slipknot. He's good at climbing things. You know how people are introduced in this movie?
They
just show up.
They show up and they do shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Like King Shark. All right. Yeah.
He's a fucking shark.
He's a fucking shark. And you know he's a shark when he tries to eat somebody.
And I love Idris Elba's reactions to everybody and everything. He's like, as soon as he sees King Shark, he's like, oh, what the fuck? And then Weasel, when he sees Weasel and Weasel's licking the glass and he just looks at him, he's just like, fuck.
Fucking Weasel, man. Yo, Weasel. Weasel needs to get his own show.
I love how during the debrief, King Shark raises his hand. He's like, hand. And Idris Elba's like, oh man, we're all gonna fucking die. And Polka Dot Man just turns to him and goes, God, I hope so. And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Bloodshot's reactions to everything have me dying.
And like, can we talk about Polka Dot Man's mother issues?
Yeah, I was not expecting Polka Dot Man to have pathos, man. Or arc. Like, holy shit.
MVP is Polka Dot Man.
Shout out to David Dashiell, man. He had such a come up, yo. His first role was playing the Joker's henchman in The Dark Knight, and now he's in fucking Dune. He's in this, and he's great, man. He was even great in Ant-Man.
Was he in that? Oh, that's right. He was the fucking Russian.
Yep.
Yo.
And we're gonna see him again in Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him on the come up. But
man.
Every body here was firing on all cylinders.
John Cena.
Yo, John Cena. Yo.
Peacemaker.
Yo, I don't want to talk about any twists or anything like that, but when after they go to the village, right? And Idris Elba's like, well, you don't have to show off. It's like, and John Cena goes, well, you do when what you're showing off is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Bro, when he killed the dude who was sleeping with the hatchet, I couldn't stop. It was so smooth. It was just like pop, pop. I could not stop laughing. I was like, bro, that is the smoothest fucking and cold-blooded kill. Oh man. Yo, fucking Bloodshot. His fucking gadgets, bro. This nigga had 80 gadgets and they're all fired.
He's he's the dark and gritty Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Yo.
The gun he put together at the end. He's like, I was like, damn, how many parts is this? And the nigga kept whipping out mad parts to the gun.
Oh my God.
Had a slingshot that fired arrows.
So the whole entire fucking movie is just good, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it so much. I'm going to see it a third time, probably fourth time.
Yeah, I'm going back to guys. This is how good it was. I said I was only going to 68th and Broadway to see Bond, to see Dune, and see Eternals. Well, since I ain't got shit to do, I'm going up and I'm seeing this shit at 68th and Broadway. I got to see it on the real IMAX. Yeah, man, I'm excited now.
Yeah, and like Harley Quinn, this is the Harley Quinn that we needed.
Yeah, like James Gunn understood how to write her and how to use her. This was the best Harley Quinn's ever been. I liked her before she put on the dress. Like, I wish that was the costume she had from the beginning, because that costume is awesome. I was like, this is the Harley Quinn I want to see, not the weird,
not the thought.
Yeah. Not the thought in the David Ayers version, and then not the over the top goofy clown in Birds of Prey.
Right.
It's this Harley Quinn.
It's a nice kind of homage to her original costume in the comic books.
Yes, and even in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. So, but like when she put on the dress and everything like that, and yeah, I had always thought that Margot Robbie was an attractive woman. But something about her in this part, in that red dress, she was absolutely breathtaking.
No, man, I always thought she was smoldering. I fucking love this movie, man. I just wish there were certain characters who were in it a little more, especially one character who was in the first one, who's in this one very, very, very shortly.
We don't want to. I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh man, but James Gunn says the Peacemaker's getting his own show. It drops in January. I'm excited for that. It's 8 episodes. James Gunn did 7, and the only one he didn't do is episode 3. Episode 3 is directed by Jodie Hill.
Really?
But get this, James Gunn wrote every fucking episode.
Oh, I can't wait for this fucking thing.
He says he wants to do more HBO Max shows for different characters. So can we please get a Bloodsport show? Let's do a team up, Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2. And then can we also get a fucking Weasel show? I will watch the shit out of a Weasel show.
I want to watch King Shark in high school.
Bro, I just want Weasel, man. Weasel's my character.
I love, what is it about James Gunn taking these big, strong dudes, putting them in as voice actors, and getting these emotional, resonant parts from them? Like, first it was Vin Diesel with Groot,
right,
and now it's Sylvester Stallone with King Shark.
Well, you know who did the motion capture for King Shark, right?
Who?
It was Steve Agee. He's in the movie as Waller's he's the warden of the prison.
Wait.
He played the motion capture.
Really?
And then Sean Gunn was the motion capture for Weasel.
Yeah, no, I figured he was the motion capture for Weasel.
Yeah. And he plays Calendar Man.
Oh, that was who that was?
That's Calendar Man.
That was Calendar Man?
And I'm just like, oh, man, we need Calendar Man in the next one, because Calendar Man's a psycho.
He was an asshole in this one.
Yeah. Oh man, I want Weasel.
Yeah, I mean,
Weasel. Can we get a Weasel King Shark?
Yeah.
Imagine them two.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, guys, sit through the credits, because there's one there's two credit scenes. There's one that sets up the shit is the very last one, but there's one right before the credits start rolling where that's my favorite one. It's hilarious. That shit had me dying.
Yeah, I mean, it's from a movie about supervillains and fucking killer sharks and fucking giant fucking eyeball starfish monsters. This movie just gave me all the fucking feels.
Yeah, and the destruction didn't feel like Man of Steel, where it was just overloading.
It was earned.
Yeah. I will say this. It's shot in IMAX. The scale of this movie is for IMAX. It's beautiful. Like that shit, when they're walking in the rain and the Pixies is playing.
Yeah.
I want that framed and hanging on a wall. Like, definitely, if you can, and there's one around you, go see it in IMAX. Definitely pay to see this movie because it deserves to be seen on a screen.
It is totally worth it.
Yeah,
You know, not to get the COVID, but like if you can go see it safely, go see this fucking in the biggest screen you can.
All right, well, that is episode 16. We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFire XL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.